Hey, this is Angela Brooks from AngelaBrook.com. If you are watching this video, I want to thank you for watching live. If you are here on replay, put hashtag replay. And if you're on YouTube, thank you for hanging out on YouTube as well, because that's where I'm posting a lot of my trainings now so that they can go outside my normal social media than I usually have been promoting to. So, the other day in my group, the Gladiators, I asked a question. Actually, it's been several days, August the 4th, and today's the 10th. To tell you the absolute key to making your business work. Now, a lot of people get into business and they don't take it serious, therefore nothing happens. And that's going to work for anybody that starts a business and does nothing. Storytelling is a big component of what I do on social media to draw eyes to my page and to draw more attention to what I am doing, as I'm sharing my story. I'm telling the ups and downs of growing through this business. I don't get a lot of negative comments, but when I do, I usually make a post about them and not using them as an example for that person, but just letting other people know that they're going to happen. Regardless, you're going to get some stingers, and they still hurt. No matter how long you've been in this industry, if somebody says something ugly, you're like, oh, so sad for you. But they're the storytelling and letting people see what you're doing and how that you're going through this industry and what your goals are and the ones you miss. I don't hit every goal that I'm reaching for, but you don't have to be on every single social platform. That's number one. I've got several points, and then I'm going to tell you the key to absolute success. Absolute success in your network marketing business. In your business, doesn't even have to be network marketing. But storytelling is number one. Storytelling and letting people see your journey. You know, people overthink doing stories, TikToks, and Reels. I'm not a fan of TikTok. I'm over there a little bit, not a whole lot. But Instagram will connect your stories on Facebook, so you can do it over here and it automatically shares, so you can't say I don't know how, because it's automatically done for you. And it doesn't have to be this glamorous reel, and reels are a little bit more highly sought after right now than stories, because that's what Facebook is focusing on. So you don't have to do all the platforms. I do because my brain is wired that way. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and titter-totter on TikTok. But when you post your stories, you're telling the story of your day. And that's what people want to go, oh, I can't do this. But then they're watching you. You're washing dishes one minute. You're writing a blog post the next. You're drinking a cup of coffee, walking the dogs. You know, they want to see your day. And they're going, good grief, if she's that sporadic and still having success, I can do this. And of course, the key is, what I'll tell you in a little bit, is what people are missing. It's what they're not doing. Talking to people on your story, you know, getting people to talk to you on your stories and replying to every single message, whether it's in a post on your page or in your stories, reply to them all. That is engagement. It's simple. You can do it. We can all do it. And that's called filling your funnel. If your funnel is not constantly filled, there's nothing going to fall out the bottom of it. If you have a funnel like you put in a jar to pour liquid in, and you pour a whole lot of liquid in the top, it's going to come out as big as the hole is on the bottom. So if it's a little bitty tiny hole, it's going to trickle. It's going to come out. But if it's a big hole, it's going to just gush out, and then there's nothing at the top, and you've got to refill it. You're constantly refilling that funnel. So you don't have to be in the convincing business. I don't beg anybody to join me to buy a product, to anything. I just share my stories. I share the products that I'm using. I talk about them, tell them why I'm using them. And the next post, I'm liable to post a reel or a story about me and the dogs out walking, or mowing the yard, or just whatever is in your day. That's how people connect to you, is when they get to see who you are, what it is that you do, and they're going, I can do that. And that's exactly what you want them to be able to say, is to understand that anybody can do it if they will. Not everybody will. So here's the key. And this is what most people don't do. And if you're honest, you're going to post in the comments below, how many people do you talk to about your business or products every single day? I've got people that tell me 0. I've got people that tell me 1. And then they'll use the line, I don't have time. And I'm like, I could find time in your day. I can guarantee you have the time. You're just not using it. I want people to understand how to monetize their smartphone that's in their hand most of the time. Then there'll be somebody go, I don't carry mine all the time. Yes, you carry it in your hand way more than you realize, and you're on it more than you realize. Actually, there's a timer in the settings that it will tell you how often, how long you're on Instagram, how long you're on Facebook, and how much you are on different apps, which is pretty intriguing. I was not on my different apps near as much as I thought I was. And I'm like, how intriguing. So that means my system is working really well for me. Whoever just joined me, hello, I can't see you because my phone's not showing me. But I want you to understand that you need to be taught. If you're serious about working this business part-time, nobody's in this industry full-time. And if they are, they're making top money because they've earned top money. Hey, Tanya. But in order to work this business part-time, not giving up your day job. Everybody thinks that you have to come into network marketing and quit your job and that's when you're successful. No, you want that job to pay your bills like it's doing, and you want this one to start growing to eventually, maybe, that's not everybody's goal, is to replace that one. It was my goal because I was physically able to retire with a pension. And I started my business 5 years before I retired. I've been retired 8 years. I knew that what I was going to get from my pension was not going to continue the lifestyle that we wanted to live. So I started very part-time. I would do it in the afternoon, 1 or 2 hours. I'm a little bit more addicted than most people. So I work my hours more than somebody else, but you can do this in an hour a day, if you will. I'm not begging anybody to work their business. If you are in a business to make money and somebody has to beg you, tell you, remind you to work your business, you're not serious. You're a customer with a few extra benefits, and that's all. So does that sound harsh? Maybe, but you can't go into a business with a customer attitude and go, it's not working. It's because you're not working. You need to be speaking to having a conversation. Every conversation doesn't lead to a sale, and every conversation is not going to be strictly about your business, but there is a question that I ask every single person that I have a conversation with. If that question is not for them, it's not what they're looking for, we just continue the conversation about whatever it was. I will pause the conversations. Hey, I just want to ask you this question. If it's for you, great. If it's not, no big deal. Ask the question, and we can either continue or we change the conversation to business. That's exactly what I do to every single person. And then there's people that will say, I don't know where to find people to talk to. What I want you to do right this instant is go over to your Facebook profile and see how many friends you have. If you've got 300 or less friends, you need to work on that. Start adding people. If your profile's not public, you need to go to settings and open it up to public. All those people that you're connected to are not cold leads. Those are warm conversations. And they don't get hot until they say yes. But if you are connected on Facebook, you have permission to go to their message box and start a conversation. Don't do the spammy thing about your business in the first blurb of conversation, but that is where you can start. Say, hey, we haven't been in conversation for a while. I hadn't talked to you. I was just looking on your profile and I noticed whatever they were doing. Just get the conversation started. Say, hey, I've got a question I like to ask. If it's for you, great. If it's not, no big deal. Ask your question. And then if it is not for them, then it just carries on with the conversation. I have a book that I write every single name that I talk to. Whether they say yes or not, I put them in here. Every single person that becomes a customer, I put them on my 100 block challenge for every single month. I have a list that I write everybody's number down or name down so that I know in order to get 100 customers in, and I don't get 100 customers every month. I didn't mean that. But that's when I get 100 customers, then I start a new sheet. But I like to see, I use a different color pen for every month so that I know how many people come in each and every month. And if you're not tracking that kind of stuff, then you really can't see the dynamics of what you're doing. So, number one, storytelling. Tell your story. Share, like I did a post today. You can go over to my Facebook profile, read the post that I did today and yesterday. Great conversation pieces. Great conversation. Had 2 people come into my message box wanting business information off of those posts. I didn't have to chase her. I didn't have to do anything but give her my quiz. She filled out the quiz so that I know what her goals are. And then we did the ATM method and got her in a conversation with our leaders, our team leaders. And we have I think it's 4 o'clock today, 4:30 today. We'll probably close her in business because we have a system that we put her in. She fills out the quiz so that I know what her goals are. I get her connected in a message group with my team leaders, and we will have a conversation that will close her into business. I've not yet had a conversation in Messenger that was not closed out for business. Not one. So my second one is talk to 5 to 10 people. The quicker you want your business to grow, the more people you need to be adding. Some people do 20. That's a lot of conversations. Not everybody is able to juggle all that. I do 15 to 20 easily without even hardly thinking about it because I know my method. I know what I'm doing. But to get started, you need to do no less than 5, preferably 10. Conversations that doesn't always lead to a sale, but it is a connection that you can write in your book and say, I've connected to these 5 people today. That's success for me today. And that fills your funnel. You're constantly filling your funnel so that you have people to talk to, because if you don't have people to talk to, business gets really dry, really, as people say, it gets hard. But if you're not doing these things and nothing's happening in your business, you now know. You cannot say, I don't know how, because that's how you do it. Seriously, it's how you do it. And something that oh my gosh, what's his name? Paul Harvey, where did he come from? Steve Harvey. Love Steve Harvey. I watch him all the time because of where he came from. He tells his story all the time, coming from sleeping in the back of his car, sleeping on somebody else's couch, and then somebody believed in him, paid for his travels for, I think it was like a year, and then he hit, at least a year, that they footed the bill before he could start paying his own, and then as he started making money, he paid them back. But he always says you have to expect great things in your life. If you don't expect them, they're not going to show up. If you expect that business is hard, it will be hard. If you think you can't find people to talk to, you're not going to find people. If you think money is evil, oh my God, that was a post that I did yesterday on my Facebook. Money's going to repel from you. It will not show up. I love money. Money loves me, and it shows up easily. And that your mindset has to flip and change the way you look at things in order for them to show up. But if you expect things to show up and happen, I expect them. I know they're coming. I just don't know which door they're coming in, but I just know it's coming to me. But if you expect things to be hard, they're going to be. And I really would rather you not struggle and had hard times versus just doing the simple things. Storytelling, talking to 5 or 10 people, filling your funnel, asking the question. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And if you don't have somebody that you're partnered with that gets in message groups with your prospects and has conversations as a group, you're working really hard. And I did that for a very long time because I didn't have anybody that I partnered with. When I shifted companies and I changed the whole method that I was already, I'm not going to say the whole method, but most of the method that I was working, and I added that feature, that's a closing feature. Because a lot of times you stumble, you could start saying too much, you overtalk, or you don't ask the right leading questions. You get in a group and you hush and let people help you, it works fantastic. So those are my tips for today. There's 3. That is the key to success. If you'll use them, I promise you, in the next 90 days, you'll see a completely different business that you have, whatever company that you're in. If you're looking for a company, we are looking for people for our brand. We are looking for people that will help us get the brand out there, and we will teach you what you need to know. We have 120 days of content for you to post, so you don't even have to think about it. We've got people that are instantly able to help you to the next level. So if you're looking for a new brand to promote and to make some extra side money, then I would love to hear from you. I've got a quiz that you would have to answer first so that I know which way to send you. But that is that's how this works. That's how this business works. Even the people at the top are doing this. No matter how many years they've been in it, they are storytelling and talking to people. Have an amazing day, and I will see you on the next video.